final event of the 2016 World Championships in Cozumel would be an absolutely epic day with so many plot changes it's hard to describe. Starting off with a very warm 1,500 meter swim in the beautiful waters just off of Cozumel. It would be Raphael from France who would take out the pace very quickly, but amazingly, the pace would keep most of the men very close together. It would be the two Brownlees sitting on the Frenchman's feet as they would come to the end of the 1,500 meter swim, but so many men would be within just a few seconds. The location absolutely ideal for spectators who could get just meters apart. Raphael would be out of the water, but Alistair and Johnny Brownlee would be just seconds behind. And just as they came into the transition zone, within seconds would be a group of about 15 or 20 men. You would wonder whether or not the Brownlees would have the ability to pull off another big breakaway. Well, once again, they did. Mario Mola had another very solid swim. In fact, he was only 20 plus seconds down. Alarza, one of the men fighting for the top three at the end of the World Championships, would be just beside him, but very early on, a group of 8 men would break away, the two Brownlees. Skuman would be in that group. Raphael, the young American Greg Billington, would have one of the best rides of his life, as he would be in that group as well. And as Aaron Royal and the group of 8 would go through the bike laps, the chase group would fall further and further behind. Dan Wilson, who was racing in his final event of the ITU career, did much of the work on the bike course, but as the athletes came to the end of the 8-lap, 40-kilometer ride, there'd be almost an 80-second gap between the lead group of 8 and the 35 men, including the big runners who would be coming up from behind. The two Brownlees found themselves in an absolutely perfect position, Skuman as well. Johnny Brownlee needed to try to win the race and have Mario Mola not on the podium to become a 2-time world champion. Very early on, Johnny Brownlee would be the aggressor on the run, and Henry Skuman would be very close. And as the chase group of athletes came in 80 seconds down, Mario Mola would have to find some magic in his legs one more time to become the 2016 world champion. Alistair Brownlee would suffer in the heat through the early stages of the run, and Skuman looked absolutely fantastic as he stayed on Johnny Brownlee's backside for most of the run, but Mario Mola would be very aggressive along with his training mate, Richard Murray. Late in the run, Johnny Brownlee pulled away and looked like he had the world championship in the bag. Skuman and Alistair Brownlee would be back in second and third, but then less than 400 meters from the finishing line, unbelievable, Johnny Brownlee would start to find fatigue. He did not know where he was, and something that we've never seen before, Alistair Brownlee would help his brother to the finishing line. Henry Skuman could not believe his eyes. He would have himself an ability to get to the finish and win the grand final. The crowd absolutely could not believe what they were seeing. Henry Skuman, the man who had been the bronze medalist at the Olympic Games, would claim the grand final. What an incredible rock star season for Henry Skuman. And as he crossed the line, he would look back and not believe what he was seeing. The two Brownlee brothers trying to make their way to their finishing line with Richard Murray just seconds behind. And Alistair Brownlee would help the younger of the Brownlees in, push him across the line. It would be Johnny second, Alistair third, and Richard Murray would rock the crowd up as he waited for Mario Mola to make the last 50 meters. It would be training mates coming in across the line, Richard Murray in fourth, Mola in fifth, and claiming the world title.
Yeah, I mean, I knew they're from Great Britain and they're not really adjusted to this heat as well as some other guys, and I'm fortunate enough to be a small guy and handle the heat a little bit better. I mean, I feel gutted for Johnny. I mean, I think he deserved that, and I mean, I'm just happy that I was running for a medal, and to win is just amazing, and I'm just so happy about that.
Yeah, well, I've been in that position before, and when it happened to me in London all those years ago, I remember sprinting away in second place and then being in the position Johnny's in now and coming round and someone telling me I was in 10th, and I was like, how did all them people come past me? So I swore if it happened to anyone, if it happened to Henry, I would have helped him across the line, because to be honest, it's an awful position to be in. If he'd conked out okay from the finish line there and there isn't a medical support, it's a dangerous position to be in. So whatever, obviously the World Series is a big play, but whatever, it's the right thing to do. And that's
Well, to be honest, I was already considering that the role from Alistair here was to help Johnny. I couldn't couldn't think at any other way in between them brothers. So considering that, yeah, I thought well, I'm going to be second again, but at least I will fight until the end. Then I had the last few comments when they were telling me that Johnny was not feeling well, so then I thought, hey, fight every position because it might be worth it.